to Red Boots and Heels.
I'm Boots.
And I'm Heels. Wow, Merry Christmas, everyone. We're getting there. No, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Hope everybody got their lights up and hope everybody is getting prepared to enjoy a beautiful, fabulous day with your family. We definitely want to come on here and say Merry Christmas, but we do need to talk about those darn topics.
Good grief.
That is plaguing our country right now. I mean, the top of the list. I mean, Brittany Griner, a trade. I mean, seriously, for Victor Bout.
Well, here's the deal.
I'm glad she's home.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad she's home. American. I don't want to leave anybody behind.
I don't want anybody left behind. And that's been my point. And that's my point with other conservatives is get real, people. You wouldn't really, in a real world, want any American left behind for that. If it was your kid, I wouldn't want them left behind too. I don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't like her. I don't like her past political stance or her opposing view from mine. I do not want the girl rotting away in a Russian jail cell for her entire life.
Not over pot oil.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it had been a more serious crime. I get it.
Well, I mean, I think it was at first it was said that it was hash, which is a different thing.
Who knows?
And it's illegal in a lot of countries.
We don't know.
But we don't know really what the truth is. But the thing is, it was never about an American hostage trade. It was only about a means and a mechanism to free a terrorist.
Yeah, I mean but if you have this negotiation or you have the opportunity to make this, I mean, what about Paul Whelan? I mean, seriously, if you have the opportunity to make a trade, he's weak. Right. Biden's weak. He's just weak, and
Biden's a criminal. Biden's a criminal. Biden loves freeing terrorists. Biden has a history of freeing terrorists with Obama. We had all those terrorists freed from Gitmo that came back and ran the Taliban that are now running Afghanistan, and they're murdering women in the street for not wearing their hijabs, for being educated, for knowing how to read. They're being slaughtered. The public killings have started in Afghanistan again, in case you don't know that. And it's all because of the terrorists that were allowed to be released from Gitmo are running the show now. They're running the worldwide show. So thank you, Biden, for that. Yeah. And so now, once again, it's like the hamster in the wheel. It just keeps turning and keeps turning and keeps turning. Catch a terrorist, free a terrorist. Let them go kill people. Let them wreak chaos all over the world.
Repeat.
It's
just horrible.
So that was always the goal of the Biden administration, was to find a way to work out a hostage trade.
Yeah, and speak about, people being left behind. I mean, we certainly did leave people behind in Afghanistan with that absolutely debacle of a pullout. So
absolutely.
Look
here, we've got people left behind rotting away in the DC jails. So
we do.
We have our own political prisoners in this country.
Right here on our ground.
So, and Brittany Griner, from my knowledge, there was not one day that she was beaten or refused life-saving medication or treatment, as has happened to the prisoners held in the gulag in the D.C. prison. So get real, people. We've got our own political prisoners here. How about we address those issues?
Yeah, I'm just going to say Merry Christmas, Brittany Griner, not so Merry Christmas, Paul Whelan.
Right.
That's what I'm going to say.
We're praying and we're hoping for a resolution to your issue that was a little bit messier.
It may have been, but you know what? It doesn't matter how messy.
None of them tell the truth.
We don't know the truth, so it doesn't even matter. He is an American and he's there, and if I was going to, I would think that if there's negotiations going on, I'd been strong enough to get them both back for what they gave them. I mean, if you think about it, it's like freaking landing on Park Place and Boardwalk on Monopoly. Good God for them.
They got a big win.
Yeah, and they're laughing at us right now as a result of that. There's no question in my mind.
They're laughing. People all over the globe are laughing at us for so many reasons. Yeah. We've got a cabinet full of trainees. Now we have a military that can identify as kitty cats and meow. What the hell is going on with our country, people?
My God.
We are no longer respected by anyone. No one respects us. They laugh at us. We're a joke, and it's an embarrassment.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Speaking of that, in Chicago, this crazy Democratic held, cities, you have the dean of a Chicago school
dear
basically helping, bring this along and handing out dildos, I'm sorry, and
to young people.
Butt plugs.
Plugs.
Come on.
Okay.
And then having discussions about it and saying it's the best, this is the greatest thing. I mean, come on, people.
I'm horrified.
I am too. And you should be too.
We talk about how horrible the sexual exploitation and abuse of children is, but yet it's right under our noses and nobody says anything.
No, they don't.
Who cannot be enraged and disgusted by the dean of a private school in Chicago
People pay a lot of money for that.
Sex toys, including butt plugs, to children. These are minors. These are minors at this school. And being taught and told how to use these things.
And not just that, he's proud of it. I mean, the conversation that is recorded, if you really want to dig and go watch it, is that he's actually proud of it. He thinks that's the greatest thing in the world. I mean, acceptance,
he's winning.
Everything.
He's winning. Yeah. Do you know the deviants are winning? And do you know why they're winning?
Well, Bible says it's going to happen. We're right in the middle of it.
Good people don't say anything. Good people don't get active. They don't want to make their neighbors mad. They don't want to make their gay friends mad. You know what? My gay friends don't like it. My gay friends
Neither
and family
does mine.
are disgusted at the thought that this is taking place, because this is doing nothing but grooming children in a sexual manner. That's all this is. Because let's face it, kids are turned on by the wind blowing. They've got hormones and testosterone. So this kind of,
their little brains can't handle this.
No,
and it's just
they can't handle
terrible.
this. I mean, this is awful. This is
abuse.
Really terrible.
It's abuse. It is legalized sexual abuse. That's what it is. It's legalized sexual abuse. Any way you want to, used to, if a man unzipped his pants in the presence of anybody, he goes to jail. Now it's actually celebrated, and it's disgusting, it's sickening, and I am so sorry that America is going down the drain the way that it is. But obviously, with this leadership, that is exactly what's happened. Look at his cabinet. Look at who he employs, and I mean, you have to be. We're not against, be trans if you want to be trans, be gay if you want to be gay. I don't really care what you are, but you need to keep your sexuality at home where it belongs, in private, just the same as a heterosexual should do the same. This stuff, you can imagine what's going on if anybody and a heterosexual went in and showed themselves in school or danced around a pole or did any of that in front of children. I mean, they'd be locked up. The only reason that it's not happening is because it's fitting their agenda. We have to stand up and we have to stop this. I mean, we talk about it and, we do the best we can for what little we can, but it is a calling. No different than a preacher or anybody else. I feel so strong about this. This is why we're in the grind all the time and working hard to make sure that we get it out there. But, it's up to America to really put a stop to this.
Our children are the future.
Yes.
And the future is looking pretty grim. And it's because we've allowed it.
Yeah.
We've allowed this.
Yeah, we're to blame.
We're to blame.
We're to blame.
We have the slippery slope of deviance has been a hard one. And here we are. So now we've got all these children. We wonder about what has happened. Well, we are society.
Yeah.
It's all of us collectively. And the more we do nothing, the more we don't talk about it, the more we don't make calls, the more we don't come together at town meetings and discuss these things, and somebody stand up and say, you know what, this is not appropriate and it's not going to be allowed here.
Yeah, well, anytime there's a gathering, though, then you're accused of, trying to create anarchy.
Okay, well, so be it.
And so be it. You got to still be brave enough in order to do that.
What, you're an anarchist because you don't want some deviant telling your underage child about butt plugs?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well,
who's going to stand up?
Yeah, well, you've got people in the D.C. jail right now that never even made it into the Capitol because they're waving a flag, and that's the truth.
Right.
Everybody wants to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but if you really look at that and dissect that, there are people there that's been there for, God, good grief, almost 2 years now for a misdemeanor charge.
Waving a flag.
That's the truth.
Waving a
so
flag
you can't
on
just
Capitol
group
grounds.
everybody in together, and that's exactly what's happened. And we're allowing it right here in our country,
But
so
free,
it's no surprise.
But free Britney.
Yeah, but free Britney. Okay, so let's talk about Elon Musk for a second. All right. So, of course, everybody knows that on Twitter, he's been kind of doing the dumping things. He's got access to it all,
right.
But he's dumping it little bit by little bit. It's like breadcrumbs,
right.
Hansel and Gretel type situation. And you've got these major stars, including the last one that I can think of, Elton John, is leaving Twitter because of what? Because of what? Because of real information?
Okay.
No, wait a minute. It's real information.
It's real information.
And, you don't like what you hear, so you abandon free speech, you abandon the Constitution, you abandon what America's values that is this country's been built on. You abandon that because you don't like to hear
the truth
about actually what is actually being said and done and was sequestered back, with the other owners. You don't want to hear that, so you leave. Okay, Whoopi Goldberg, who gives a big flying fat whoop? Elton John, I say the same to you. I love you and your music, but you know what? Goodbye.
You know what, Elton?
Good freaking bye.
You know what, Elton? I've got a cape for you, and you can be Captain Mad. Is what you can be. I'll give you a cape.
Absolutely.
You can have your cape and you can be Captain Mad.
It's disgusting.
Get gone.
Yeah.
Go back where you came from.
See ya.
I'll say it.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I want to know. Boom. I want to know. I want to know this stuff, I want to know. Okay, so release all this information. But because it's connected to, and I'm so disgusted with Democrats because,
I'm disgusted with Republicans too.
Well, I am too. All of it. And, because they don't want to, now all of a sudden they're worried about the investigation into Hunter Biden's laptop. But no, what about all the crazy investigations into the Trump? This, that, and the other. They've been saying, we got him now for 7 years and haven't found anything. And these last few little things on his business, that's the best you got? Really? After 7 years of saying, he's so terrible. No one stood up and said anything about Twitter, and what was being displayed on Twitter at that time about Trump. But now, because it's about Biden and because it's about Hunter, now we're leaving. We're leaving. Seems like people have stopped rallying around the truth, and they'd rather covet the lie to protect their initial thought process.
Exactly.
I don't know how many times I can say that. How selfish of you, those of you that are listening that believe in that, how selfish of you to think that your thought process, initial thought process, Lord forbid that you find out you may have been wrong. So you would rather just leave, abandon, and absolutely Katie bar the door and say, no, I don't want to hear it.
Right.
It's disgusting. But anyway.
Typical par for the course from these people. But now I have to say, here's my counterpoint. I love the fact that Musk is releasing all the emails, and correspondence, the tweets, the this, the that. Well, just remember, Julian Assange did that, and it did nothing. All the WikiLeaks showing corruption did nothing but get him in hiding because he was scared for his life. So, and there's a side of me too that I'm wary of Musk. He's probably enjoying this. If I had all the money in the world, I would probably mess with these people too.
I probably would enjoy it myself.
I would enjoy it myself. But let's keep in mind, Elon Musk is creating computer chips to go in your brain for artificial intelligence. So,
I hope he gets all this stuff out before that happens.
Yeah, right. So just release all the truth, fight for the truth.
I just want the truth.
Whatever.
Okay, that's it.
Whatever the case.
Interesting enough, it was very interesting to read that on January 6th, though, President Trump was definitely on Twitter tweeting, for people to respect law enforcement and to be peaceful at the Capitol. Funny how that wasn't out there, because talk about burying the truth. That should have been a good indicator right there.
From all of the people who actually were there listening to the president speak that day, there was no indication of any sort of wrongdoing. So
anything happening at that point in time. No. So, well, anyway, you know what? We could sit here all day and we could tell you all kinds of things, and we could sit here and hope and pray that you guys dig in. But we've got things to do, and one of those things that we're going to be doing today is we're going to go deliver about 500 pounds of dog food to a local rescue.
Yeah, we've got our rubber boots on.
We do,
because we'll be walking around
under this desk. Yeah, we have them. We're prepared. We're ready and prepared.
Yeah, we're ready and prepared to go pet dogs and go get in the mud and go get dirty treats. And delivering dog food.
So we do have that, and we look forward to that. That's Christmas for me, looking at the little smiles on these dogs' faces, and yes, they do smile.
They do smile.
And it makes me smile. So, you know what? For now, we kind of went over what we wanted to go over with you today, and we just want you to go out there and have a wonderful Christmas time. And literally, though, while you're doing that and while you're purchasing that, please take into account that America needs you. America needs you. Give yourself the best Christmas present on this planet, and that's get in there and fight the good fight. Be on the right side of history, okay? And let's stop torturing and abusing our children, and let's get in there and let's dig in and let's do the work.
Absolutely. Let's not remember the real reason for the season and the spirit behind that. And that spirit is, it doesn't matter what you were yesterday, you can be better tomorrow, today and tomorrow, and you are forgiven. We are all forgiven, and we can all go forward from there. So that's my message, and we love everyone out there, even the ones who don't love us. We love them. And we are praying for change, and we are praying for the spirit of godliness really to wash over this country and to protect our people, protect our children, our nation as a whole, so that we can strengthen and we can have the resolve to become better and greater once again.
All right. So you know what? We'll see you next time. And for now, God bless you, and God bless America. Bye-bye.